good turnout, great turnout. I'd like to introduce to you our new football coach. His name is Ryan Kelly. A little bit about Ryan. He's a 2006 graduate from Topeka West High School. He's been following us since probably 2002. He was on our state runner-up the year we went to state and lost to Salina Central in the finals. The only city Topeka school here recently, and especially in USDN 501, that's been in a state championship game. One of his goals is to make sure we make a repeat appearance in that and this time win it. That's his number one goal. He has been at Washburn, he's been at Fort Hays, and most recently he's spent some years as the offensive coordinator at Benedictine College in Atchison. We're very, very excited to have Ryan with us. He is a 2015 Topeka West Sports Hall of Fame inductee. We're always very excited to have our family members come back. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan Kelly.
Good morning to you. This is where you pay attention in your speech classes and your communication classes, so you can stand up in front of a lot of people and act like you know what you're talking about, right? You know, there is something that I was worried about for the last 11 years since I've been gone, but it got answered today, man. I still look good in purple. I still look good in purple. And if any of you guys disagree with that, we're going to start off on the wrong foot. So you know right now. Hey, this is an excellent opportunity for me and my family to get to come back to the Topeka West family. This time around, it's a little different. You know, 11 years ago, I was you. I was a senior here at Topeka West, and now I get the opportunity to serve you guys as a teacher. But I really look forward to being your head football coach. I really, really do. But more so than that, guys, I really look forward to being somebody that you can grow to trust, somebody that you can, years later, rely on for anything that you need. If you need a kick in the butt, if you need a pat on the back, because that's what I had. I had coaches and teachers here that I grew to trust. And one thing I know about trust, though, guys, is that it's earned. Right? It's earned. I can't just stand up here. You don't know me. I can't just stand up here and ask you to trust me. Right? It's earned. And so from this day on, I'm going to work really hard to earn your trust, each and every one of you. But I'm going to ask that you do the same thing. Okay? I'm going to ask you that you do the same thing for me. From this day forward, you need to earn my trust. And then when the coaching staff grows, you need to earn their trust. Okay? Because one thing that good programs of any sport has is trust between the players and coaches. Can we all agree with that? Okay. You know, I think that for me personally, a strength of mine as a coach to this point in my career, I've always felt that I relate really well to players that I've coached. I've had a good relationship with them, had a good beat on what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're going through. I can honestly tell you that I can't relate to you in this situation. I never had a coaching change. I had the same head coach for 4 years in high school. I had the same head coach for the 4 years in college. I never even had a position coaching change. So I can't say that I know exactly what you're going through, what you're feeling about this. My hope is that the majority of you feel positive about this and look forward to going in a different direction and putting in a new kind of effort and buying into some new things. I hope that you feel good about that. Some of you might not, and that's okay at this time. That's all right. Wherever you feel you're not wrong, I just want you to know that I'm going to put every effort that I have in me to make this a positive experience for you. Okay, I want you to be able to look back and say, hey, I'm glad that I played for Coach Kelly. I really benefited from that. I'm better for that. Okay, that's what I want. Anytime a new coach comes in and tries to kind of redirect a program, there's a lot of expectation, you know, for drastic changes, different results, things like that. But I want you guys to know that there's really no one magic way to do it. Okay, there's really no one right way to do it. We're going to do it the only way I know. Okay, we're going to come in and we're going to work you hard. We're going to work you hard. We're going to push you. Probably to a point, at some point, where you're going to be a little uncomfortable in the weight room, out on the practice field, Okay, we're going to make some things hard for you. We're going to push you. But the key is you need to want to be pushed. Okay, you need to want to be pushed to be the best you can be, right? Coaches, they do things like organize. You know, they set the schedule. They design the workouts. They design the practice. They design the offense and defense, things like that. Okay, they're the organizers and the motivators, hopefully in most cases. But you guys are actually the doers. You guys are the ones on the field. You guys are the ones performing on Friday night. You're the one in the weight room lifting weights, right? The players are the driving force that move a program in the direction that we want it to go, okay? So it's your efforts. It's your efforts, all right? And in my experience as an athlete here, prior to here, in college, and now as a coach, I've been on and a part of some good teams. Played in 2 state title games here as a football player and a baseball player. I turned around the next year and I was part of a 2-7 football team. Okay, and I've been on good teams, bad teams, really everywhere in between. But one thing that I've learned is you really expect what you're accustomed to. Okay, so if you're accustomed to winning games, teams that are accustomed to winning games and being successful, they expect to win. And they find ways to win because it's part of what they do, it's part of who they are. Okay, unfortunately, on the flip side of that, if you're accustomed to not achieving success, if you're accustomed to not winning games, okay, then you expect to lose. Okay, when things are going good, they're going good. When they're going bad, they're going worse. Okay, so what we need to do from this point to next fall, we need to find a way to not beat ourselves. Okay, because when we're accustomed to not achieving success, you expect to lose and you find ways to lose. Right? That's beating yourself. Right? Penalties, false starts, missed tackles. If it's third and 15 and we get beat deep for a 75-yard touchdown pass because it's a blown coverage, that's beating yourself. It's beating yourself. So we're going to work really hard to eliminate those things, right? And if you're playing against yourself, it's going to be difficult to win, right? We need to get to a point where we're playing against one team. We're playing against the team on the opposite sideline, period. We cannot beat ourselves, and that's where we're going to get to, fellas. And I do have a little rant, okay, and then I'll be done. But there's 3 things that I think every successful high school program has. Okay, football in particular, really any sport, but football in particular has 3 things. One's obviously good football coaches. That's my responsibility. I'm going to hire the best football coaches that I can find that can teach you the game, that you can relate to, that you can trust. Okay, that's my responsibility. One of them is really our responsibility. The other thing is depth. Numbers in the program. I'm really thrilled about the turnout. I really, really am. I'm as thrilled as I am to see all you guys here, and I commend you for wanting to be a part of the football team. We need to continue to grow this program. Okay, and that's my responsibility. That's also your responsibility. Okay, you need to take part in that. If you care about this program and its success, you need to go find one person. I would challenge every one of you in here to find one person that's roaming around campus that you believe should be in a uniform next fall on Friday nights and convince them to just come out and try it. My responsibility is to be the fly in the, buzzing around your ear and be nagging at you. You're the guys that they're going to listen to, right? You're their peers. So that's our responsibility to grow this program, develop the freshman and JV squads, put together a great product on Friday night. And the last thing is multiple sport athletes. Okay? Every good football program at the high school level has multiple sport athletes. If you're a guy that thinks I'm only going to play football and then I'm going to train year-round, lift weights and run year-round, you're making a big mistake. And I'm going to tell you that. I'm not going to encourage that. Okay, you're making a big mistake for a lot of reasons, okay? And I'll boil it down to 2. One, your body is nowhere near developed enough to specialize in one sport. Okay, your body's not anything that it's going to be 10 years from now. Each sport that you participate in is going to develop different skill sets. If you really want to be a good football player, man, you need to play basketball or wrestling. You need to run track, right? You need to play baseball. They all intertwine together, especially at your age, okay? And I know there's an argument out there about injuries and, well, if I play more sports, I'm more likely to get injured. You could get injured walking out the back parking lot and sprain your ankle, right? That can happen anywhere. I'm not going to buy that argument, okay? But they all intertwine. So I'm gonna highly encourage every one of you to get involved and play multiple sports, at least two, preferably three, okay? And the other reason, and more importantly, honestly, the other reason is there is no substitute or replacement for competition. Okay, if you're an athlete, you're a competitor. You're a competitor and you want to win. Okay, playing sports, okay, year round is going to grow your competitor. It's going to grow your competitor. You can't say, I want to be a really good football player and then just train year round or go home, you know, play on the phone, the computer, and things like that. That's not a replacement for competition, right? There's no replacement for it. Everybody understand that? All right, so I'm going to highly encourage you to play multiple sports. So good coaches, depth, multiple sport athletes is what I think makes a great high school football team. What do you really want to know? What kind of offense we're going to run? What kind of defense we're going to run? What's the workouts going to be like? What's practice going to be like? What do you like? Hey, as far as all that stuff that you want to know, you're going to learn it in time, okay? But as far as the offense and defense go, I know you don't want to hear this answer. I don't know yet. I want to grow the staff first. That's my first priority, is to solidify a good coaching staff, and then we're going to analyze what we have, what we feel we have coming back. What's our strengths? We're going to build off that. We're going to go from there. Okay, that's my priority right now. All right. Hey, what you need to know right now is we're going to start lifting after school Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays starting next week, like after this weekend. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays for the month of March. All right, and then when April gets here, we'll talk about getting in some Wednesday work as well. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, okay? But for now, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday after school. Understand if you're out for a spring sport, great, right? If you're wrapping up a winter sport right now, great. If those don't apply to you, you need to be there. You need to be there. And I'm going to know, okay? I got a half sheet right here that I want each of you to take a half sheet, okay? It's really, really simple instructions. I got my cell phone on there, got my email address on there. If you have your own cell phone,